For this week's video on Saturday, I'd like to explore a historical question. Could we have prevented Hitler's rise to power by invading Germany in 1918? In 1918, the World War I ended because of a collapse in Germany, a revolution, toppling of the Kaiser, and installing a socialist government. And Germany was seduced into doing that by very moderate peace terms advanced by Woodrow Wilson, called the 14 Points, that ended up not being the peace at all. It was a very draconian peace in the Treaty of Versailles. But when the Allies won, German troops were entirely on Belgian and French soil. There were no Allied troops on German soil. And the German media had been talking about how Germany was winning. They were censored. And they talk about how they won all the battles and the Allies were disillusioned, whereas in point of fact, the German troops were falling apart. There were huge mutinies. There were 10, 20,000 troops surrendering every day just to get out of there. And the Allies, particularly the British and the Americans, were moving forward very quickly. There was no question that Germany lost on the battlefield, but you'd never know that from reading the German media. So when Germany surrendered, it was a shock to the German people, an absolute shock. They thought that Germany was winning. And it gave rise to the idea that the socialists, read Jews, knifed Germany in the back by revolting in Berlin just when the Germans were on the verge of winning on the battlefield. And the Allies, for their part, made the decision not to invade Germany, take it over, and cut it apart like they did in 1945. Why didn't they do it? Well, there had been a revolution in Russia, the Bolshevik Revolution, in 1917, and Lenin was trying very hard to get a revolution going in Germany. And there were communists all over Germany trying to propagandize about a Bolshevik revolution. And Wilson was afraid that if Allied troops went into Germany, particularly American troops, they would get propagandized by the Bolsheviks and could come home and support a Bolshevik revolution in the United States. And of course, Britain and France were exhausted, broke, and didn't have the appetite for an invasion of Germany and all that that would entail. The Allies learned their lesson in 1945 and said, we're not going to stop and we're not going to accept anything less than a total unconditional surrender, a dismemberment of Germany, an Allied occupation for really 7 or 8 years. So would we have prevented Hitler had we pursued that policy in 1918? Very interesting question. Thanks for watching.